Yeah, man, it's
Campbell, UFC Fight for the Troops.
And don't forget,
right now. After our fights, it is the all-new episode of The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay, quiet.
When you speak of The Ultimate Fight, those are the fights that our U.S. military take place in every single day. The stories of our wounded warriors are endless, like this story on Staff Sergeant Todd Domerese, who suffered severe head injuries when deployed in Iraq.
I guess you'd say I just cheated death. I don't know how else to put it.
On December 27th, 2004, Army Staff Sergeant Todd Domerese was on combat patrol in Iraq when his Humvee struck 2 IEDs, pummeling the vehicle with shrapnel.
The big one hit me in the top of the head, left me with a fractured skull.
He had probably 100 stitches in his head because it was ripped open pretty good.
2 weeks after the attack, Todd returned home to his family.
I was completely helpless. Couldn't do anything by myself at all.
He had severe vertigo and fall, horrible memory problems. His head was pounding 24/7. It was very challenging.
In time, Todd's physical injuries healed, but it was clear to Marty that Todd was still struggling with emotional and psychological problems.
He'd lock himself in a room for 20 hours a day and do nothing. Our toddler would knock at the door and Dad, and Dad never responded. This was nothing like what he was before. I was crying and pleading with him. I really think you need to go talk to somebody. I'm really concerned. And his quoted line was, "Why? For all these problems you think I have?" And then just completely out of the blue said, "I don't love you. I've never loved you, and I want a divorce."
I wanted nothing to do with my wife or my kids. I thought they were much better off alone.
After a couple months of trying to salvage our relationship, I eventually retained a lawyer and started the paperwork to do a divorce.
Finally, one day, I decided to go to the hospital to get some help that I needed.
Todd was recommended for treatment at NICO, the National Intrepid Center of Excellence.
That would be the first time that I did an MRI in my brain that would show all of the places that I'm having problems with.
It really made me say, see, there's a reason why my husband acts the way that he does, or why there's so many things that have changed with him.
Josh, your turn, honey.
And you were almost home, too.
Oh, not fair.
Eventually, Todd and I started communicating better, and one day we just decided that we're going to make things work, and we actually burned the divorce papers. Although my husband's story is unique to us, we're not special. We're just one family, and he's just one service member. There are thousands more service members out there that need the same type of help that NICO can offer.
I'm joined by the vice chairman of the Intrepid Foundation, Marty Edelman. And Marty, you see the story of Todd Domerese, his wife, talking about that it's not just them.
Let me see this like I'm on it on YouTube right now. Oh, you didn't stop that.
Severe injuries.
That's right, Mike. We have thousands and thousands of troops coming home, all who have experienced traumatic brain injury or post-traumatic stress. And it's nights like tonight that they're going to give us the opportunity to help these kids and equip them to come back into America again.
You had a great line earlier tonight in one of our pieces where you said it's not charity, it's duty.
Right, Arnold Fisher says it's the duty of every American, and if we have Americans like you and Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta, we know we'll get our mission accomplished.
Expand on that a little bit, because this is our third fight for the troops, and it really is a unique relationship. Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta, Dana White, the UFC, and the Intrepid Foundation.
It really is. We met them about 4 or 5 years ago when we opened the Center for the Intrepid in Texas, and ever since then they've been passionate supporters of what we're trying to do, which is really only to repay these young men and women. We ask them to go to very difficult places, fight very difficult wars, and we have a covenant with them that if they're injured, we'll repair their lives. You know, what they really are is they're great at. The athletes here come and fight. We send these kids out, and sometimes they're wounded, and they continue the fight. We owe them that when they come home, we're there for them.
There's no question about it. Marty, as you look at the process that you've gone through over the years, how far have you come and how far do you need to go?
Well, over the years, we've raised about $200 million to support the troops and their families. We need another $55 million to finish the program for traumatic brain injury, and then maybe we will turn all these buildings into garages. Who knows?
Marty, it's a pleasure, it's an honor, and we're humbled to be here tonight to try to raise funds for your great cause. Thank you.
Mike, thank you very much, and thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Freedom is not free, as we well know. Marty Edelman, our guest here tonight on UFC Fight.